Take a deep breath. God is here.
Lord, as this quiet night settles over the heart of the one who comes before you, I pray that your presence gently enters the places where heaviness has been silently growing, where emotions linger without names, and the soul feels a weight it cannot explain. For there are moments, Father, when sadness rises like a mist with no clear beginning, when the heart aches without a story to point to, when the person listening cannot understand why they feel this way, only that something deep within feels tender, fragile, and stretched thin. And in this tender space, I ask you to breathe softly over them, to let them feel that they are not drifting alone, and if they can, let them whisper to you right now, inviting your light into this quiet ache, because even unexplained sadness is not unseen by you, God. You know every trembling breath, every silent question, every tear that appears without warning. And as this prayer begins, may they sense that this is a safe place to release what feels too heavy to hold, knowing that you understand the burdens that have no shape, the sorrow that rises without logic, and the longing for peace that the heart does not know how to ask for. Lord, in this moment when the heart feels weighed down by something it cannot name, I ask that your gentle nearness wrap around this precious soul like a quiet shelter. For there are seasons when a person cannot explain why they wake already tired, why the chest feels tight, why a shadow seems to follow even on bright days, and yet you see it all with perfect clarity, understanding the battles that have no words. Tonight, let your presence move softly through the hidden rooms of their spirit, touching the corners where memories, fears, and unspoken longings rest. And if they feel even a small stirring inside, let them reach toward you now, opening even the smallest window of their heart so your comfort can pour in, because they do not need to understand their sadness for you to bring healing to it, and they do not need to explain themselves for you to hold them with unwavering compassion. So guide them through this mysterious heaviness, Father, not with pressure or demands, but with the warm assurance that you are here, steady and patient, walking with them through every quiet ache they do not know how to articulate. Father, sometimes the heart grows heavy not because of a single wound, but because of 1,000 small weights collected over time, moments that seemed insignificant at first, yet settled deeply into the soul. And tonight I lift before you the one who carries these unnoticed burdens, asking that your tenderness meet them in the very places they have long ignored. For there are feelings that drift in quietly, shaping the way a person breathes, hopes, and stands. And though they may not know why they feel this quiet sorrow, you understand every thread of their inner world, and if they sense even the slightest longing for relief, let them lean into you now, letting this be a moment where their heart whispers its need without fear or hesitation, knowing that you listen to even the softest cries. So come, Lord, and draw near to this heaviness that makes no sense, reminding them that they are not fragile for feeling deeply, not weak for being affected, and not lost for not knowing the source of their sadness, because your love is more present in their uncertainty than they realize, holding them through every breath that feels too full or too empty. Lord, as this heart searches for understanding in a sadness that feels shapeless, I ask that your peace begin to settle over them like a calm morning light, soft and patient, touching the places that have been restless for far too long. For sometimes the soul grows weary from simply trying to hold itself together, from carrying questions that have no answers, from living through days that feel heavier than they appear. And yet in all of this, you remain close, reading every unspoken emotion with perfect tenderness. And if they feel even a quiet yearning for your comfort, let them reach toward you now, allowing their spirit to soften for a moment in your presence, trusting that you know what their heart cannot express. So meet them in this mysterious ache, Father, reminding them that unexplained sadness is still real, still deserving of care, still seen by the God who understands the hidden language of the soul, and let them feel, even if only faintly, that they are held, supported, and gently lifted by a love that is not confused by their confusion. Lord, in the quiet depth of this moment, I lift before you the heart that feels heavy without knowing why, the heart that wakes with a weight it never chose and carries questions it cannot answer. And I ask that your compassion flow gently into this uncharted place within them. For sometimes sadness is not a single wound, but a soft unraveling deep inside, a longing for something they cannot name, a tiredness of the soul that does not announce its reason. And you, God, are the only one who fully understands the origin of every ache. So if they sense even a small desire to be comforted, let them turn toward you now, offering you whatever fragile piece of themselves they can, trusting that you receive it with infinite patience. And as they breathe, let your presence ease the invisible pressure on their chest, calming the thoughts that feel too loud and soothing the feelings that feel too vague to grasp. Remind them, Father, that not all pain has a clear story, and not all heaviness has an explanation, yet all of it matters to you. And in this sacred stillness, let them feel your gentle reassurance that they do not have to navigate this mystery alone. Lord, I pray now for the tender places within this person where sadness lingers like a quiet shadow, not loud enough to cry out, but heavy enough to shape the way they move through their days. And I ask that your presence settle gently into those hidden corners where emotions gather without form or name. For even when they do not understand why they feel this ache, you understand it perfectly, seeing every subtle shift in their spirit, every burden they try to brush aside, every moment when their heart feels slightly out of rhythm with the world around them. And if they feel the faintest longing for relief, let them open themselves to you now, allowing their breath to slow in your presence as you begin to lift the weight they've been silently carrying. Remind them, Father, that unexplained sadness is not a flaw but a signal that their soul needs gentleness, rest, and your healing touch. And let them sense, even if softly, that you are leaning close, listening without judgment, loving without conditions, and holding them with care deeper than their confusion. Lord, sometimes the heart becomes heavy, not because of one overwhelming moment, but because of countless small emotions that gather quietly over time, forming a weight the soul never meant to carry, a heaviness that rises without warning and settles deep within where words cannot reach. And tonight I bring before you this precious one who feels the quiet pressure of sadness they cannot explain, for they have walked through days where they tried to appear strong, nights where they sighed without knowing why, moments where a sudden ache appeared in their chest as though their spirit were trying to speak a language they do not yet understand. And you, Father, are the only one who fully knows the story behind every unspoken feeling. So if something inside them stirs even gently at the thought of being understood, let them turn toward you now, letting this moment become a soft opening where their heart can finally rest without trying to perform strength. Draw close to the emotions that blur together, to the sorrow that has no clear beginning, to the invisible fatigue that shadows their steps, and remind them that they are not lost within themselves, because you walk with them through every hidden valley, holding them with the love that does not require explanations, a love patient enough to sit with them until the weight they feel begins to loosen in your presence. Lord, in this quiet moment I lift to you the heart that has been wandering through its own emotions, unsure of what it feels or why it feels so deeply, carrying a heaviness that rises and falls like an unseen tide. And I ask that your gentle nearness surround them with a calm strong enough to hold what they cannot articulate. For there are days when their spirit feels dim, when their thoughts move slower than usual, when a sadness settles over them like a soft veil, and they do not know how to explain it to others or even to themselves. Yet you understand with perfect clarity every trembling layer beneath their silence. So if something within them longs to be steadied, even faintly, let them lean toward you now, letting this be a moment where they allow your presence to steady their breathing, soften their shoulders, and whisper peace into the places they have been quietly carrying alone. Remind them, Father, that unexplained sadness is not a sign of weakness, but a sign that the soul is overwhelmed and seeking rest. And you, who read the heart like an open book, are already moving toward them with tenderness, gathering every vague ache, every blurred emotion, every quiet fear, and holding them with a compassion deeper than their understanding. Lord, as this soul sits with the weight that seems to come and go without reason, I ask that your presence move like a soft, steady current through the depths of their heart, touching the emotions they have not been able to name, easing the quiet pressure that has been lingering beneath their daily steps. For sometimes sadness does not shout, it whispers, appearing in the pauses of the day, in the heaviness behind a smile, in the stillness before sleep. And though they may not understand why it stays, you understand every detail of its origin. So if they feel even a fragile longing for comfort, let them open their heart to you now, letting this moment become a gentle invitation for your light to reach the shadows they have not been able to describe. Trusting that you honor even the smallest willingness to be held. Remind them, Father, that you are not waiting for explanations or clarity, but for honesty, for presence, for the simple turning of their soul toward you. And as they breathe in this stillness, let them sense that you are drawing close, wrapping them in a love that is neither rushed nor demanding, a love that carries them through the fog of their emotions with patience deep enough to hold every ounce of their unseen ache. Lord, I bring before you the heart that has been navigating this unexplainable heaviness, moving through days that feel dimmer than they should, moments that feel slower, and emotions that rise like waves they cannot anticipate or interpret. And I ask that your presence rest upon them like a quiet mantle of peace, reminding them that even their confusion is understood by you. For sometimes the soul simply grows tired from holding too much for too long, from carrying unspoken fears, unnoticed disappointments, or subtle fragments of old wounds that resurface without warning. And though they may not know how to piece together what they feel, you see the full tapestry of their inner world with perfect clarity. So if they sense even a small desire for relief or reassurance, let them turn their spirit toward you now, letting this very breath become a soft reaching for your comfort, trusting that you respond to their need even when no words can describe it. Come close, Father, to the hidden turmoil behind their quiet moments, to the sadness that does not shout, to the tension that sits behind their ribs, and remind them that you carry what they cannot carry, that you steady what trembles within them, and that your love is already working in the depths where their understanding cannot reach. Lord, in this tender moment I lift before you the one who has been moving through life with a quiet heaviness, pressing gently yet persistently upon their heart, a weight that colors their days in softer tones and makes even ordinary moments feel slightly out of reach. And I ask that your presence draw near, with the kind of understanding that needs no explanations, for the sadness they feel may rise without a clear reason, like a shadow stretching across the soul. And though they search for answers, none seem to bring clarity. Yet you, Father, know every thread of emotion woven into their being, every subtle tremor, every silent longing buried beneath the surface. So if they notice even a small stirring within, a fragile desire for connection or comfort, let them lean toward you now, letting this moment become an honest offering of everything they cannot define, trusting that you meet them with patience deeper than their confusion. Come close to the ache behind their breathing, to the heaviness behind their thoughts, to the quiet waves of sadness that visit without warning, and remind them gently that they do not need to make sense of their emotions for you to begin healing them, because you work in the shadows, in the stillness, in the unspoken places where their heart yearns for rest. Lord, as this heart continues to navigate the quiet weight that settles without warning, I ask that your presence envelop them like a soft, steady light that reaches the places they cannot describe, the corners where emotions gather in silence and shape the rhythm of their days. For sometimes, sadness is not tied to a moment or a memory, but rises from deeper layers of the soul, from unmet longings, from quiet exhaustion, from the gentle breaking of hope they didn't realize had cracked. And though they may struggle to understand why they feel this heaviness, you, Father, understand it with perfect tenderness. So if they sense even a faint desire to release the weight they've been holding, let them reach toward you now, letting their hearts soften for just a moment in your presence, trusting that you receive them exactly as they are. Draw near to the emotions that drift like mist through their thoughts, to the ache that sits behind their ribs, to the tiredness that lingers even after rest, and remind them that you are not asking them to explain their sadness, but simply to let you walk with them through it, surrounding them with a love patient enough to hold every unspoken feeling they carry. Lord, as this precious soul sits before you carrying a heaviness they do not fully understand, I ask that your love draw even closer now, gently touching the layers of emotion that have been building quietly within them, shaping their days in ways they cannot always name. For there are moments when sadness rises like a tide, subtle yet persistent, leaving them wondering why their heart feels tender, why their thoughts feel slower, why a quiet ache settles beneath their breath. And though they cannot trace its source, you know every detail, every root, every hidden thread woven through their spirit. So if they feel even the softest pull toward your comfort, let them lean into you now, allowing your presence to hold the weight they've kept tucked inside, trusting that you honor even their smallest steps toward healing. Wrap them, Father, in a peace that reaches deeper than words, deeper than logic, deeper than explanation, and remind them gently that their sadness is not a sign of failure or weakness, but a signal that their soul is longing for your rest, your reassurance, and your tender understanding that never turns away from what they feel. Lord, in this sacred quiet I bring before you the heart that has been carrying a gentle sorrow without a clear cause, a heaviness that moves like a soft cloud through their spirit, affecting their thoughts, their energy, their sense of connection to the world around them. And I ask that your presence settle upon them with a comforting depth that meets them exactly where words fail, for they may feel moments of emptiness they cannot explain, waves of emotion that rise unexpectedly, or a lingering ache that presses on their chest without a story to attach to it. Yet you, Father, understand every nuance of their inner world with compassion that never grows weary. So if they sense even a fragile desire to feel your nearness, let them turn toward you now, letting their breathing slow as they open a quiet space within for your peace to enter, trusting that you respond to the smallest invitations of the heart. Draw close to the feelings they've been carrying alone, to the fatigue that remains even after rest, to the emotional fog that dims their clarity, and remind them that you are walking with them through every hidden valley, holding them with a love strong enough to carry what they cannot put into words. Lord, I lift before you this heart that has been moving gently through days overshadowed by a sadness it cannot fully grasp, carrying emotions that drift in and out like a quiet breeze, leaving behind a weight that feels both soft and persistent. And I ask that your tender presence begin to cradle them in a deeper way tonight, for they may have felt disconnected from themselves, unsure why simple moments feel heavier than they should, why their spirit feels dim even when nothing appears wrong. And though they cannot define the ache, you, Father, see every intricate layer of their inner landscape with perfect clarity and compassion. So if there is even the smallest longing for relief stirring within them, let them lean toward you now, letting this breath become a gentle reaching for your comfort, trusting that you meet them in the subtle places where their emotions blend into quiet confusion. Draw near to the places where sadness rests uninvited, to the heaviness that is settled behind their ribs, to the unspoken longings that ache beneath their thoughts, and remind them that you are not waiting for explanations, but for their presence, and that you are already here, holding them with a love patient enough to stay through every unseen struggle they carry. Lord, as this heart continues to move through the gentle ache that has lingered without form or clarity, I ask that your presence draw even nearer now, resting softly upon the places where emotion and silence intertwine, where sadness settles in ways they cannot predict or understand, shaping their days with a heaviness they never asked to carry. For they may have felt moments where their spirit dimmed without warning, where their chest tightened for reasons they could not name, where their thoughts felt slower, heavier, touched by a quiet sorrow that refuses to explain itself. And yet you, Father, know every thread of this internal landscape with a compassion deeper than anything they have ever experienced. So if they sense even the faintest desire to let you in, let them turn toward you now, allowing this moment to become a soft surrender, not of strength but of exhaustion, trusting that you welcome the heart exactly as it is. Hold them close, Lord, in the places where they feel misunderstood even by themselves, in the emotions that rise like mist, in the weariness that lingers even when life seems calm, and remind them that they are not alone inside this mystery, for you walk with them through every shadowed corner, carrying what their soul cannot carry alone. Lord, as this soul sits quietly before you with emotions that have long felt blurry and undefined, I ask that your nearness become even more tangible, touching the very center of their being where their unspoken sadness rests like a soft weight upon the heart, shaping their days in ways they cannot always see or explain, for they may have tried to reason through their feelings, to make sense of the heaviness that rises without warning. Yet the deeper truth is that some aches are spiritual whispers, signals that the soul is tired, longing for comfort, longing for you. And you, Father, are the only one who understands these hidden languages perfectly. So if they feel even a tender longing for reassurance, let them reach for you now, letting this moment become an honest opening where their vulnerability is welcomed rather than resisted. Draw near to the quiet places inside them where thoughts grow heavy, where hope feels thin, where emotion lingers like dusk across the landscape of their spirit, and remind them gently that you are not confused by their confusion, nor distant from their ache, but fully present, fully steady, fully ready to hold them in ways no one else can, guiding them with the softness their heart has been craving. Lord, as we come to this sacred final movement of this prayer, I lift before you the heart that has walked through these words with a quiet longing for relief, a longing they may not have spoken aloud, but have certainly felt deep within. And I ask that your presence now wrap around them like a warm, steady embrace, touching the very places where unexplained sadness has lingered and settling peace into the spaces where their spirit has felt tired and fragile. For they may have carried a weight that made no sense, emotions that drifted like shadows without a clear source, heaviness that made ordinary days feel overwhelming, and yet through it all, you, Father, have been attentive to every breath, every tremble, every unspoken ache, understanding them more fully than they understand themselves. So if they feel even a gentle desire for your comfort, let them open their heart to you now, allowing your love to fill the spaces that have long needed rest, reassurance, and a sense of being held. Draw close to the emotions they could not name, to the heaviness they could not articulate, to the quiet ache they carried without explanation, and begin to lift the weight from their soul with the tenderness of a God who heals in silence, heals in softness, heals in presence. And now, Father, with a blessing meant especially for this heart, I pray that your peace would rest upon them like calm upon still waters, that your light would guide them gently through every shadow, and that your love would remain beside them through every breath ahead, steadying, comforting, and reminding them that they are never alone, never forgotten, and always deeply held by you.
Breathe for a moment. God is here. He wants to hear you. If this touched your heart, subscribe for more.